On the 10th day of Christmas, my techies gave to me 10 CD pipelines, 9 devs debugging, 8 machines learning, 7 algorithms, 6 databases, 5 passing bills, 4 service calls, 3 git commits, 2 unit tests, and a story and some pairing. Yeah! Nice.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree.
Alright, I'm here with Anastasia.
Hi everyone.
Oh, she's so wonderful. Tell me about yourself.
Of course. So my name is Anastasia. I've been with ThoughtWorks for about 5 years. Gosh, it's been 5 years.
Well,
I can't believe that.
OG.
Right. And I just work with, I just spent the last year or so working with Joye on this project that we're on, developing a biological registry for biological entities that I use in the process of drug creation. Wow.
Some big stuff.
Right.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about CD pipelines.
Yes.
Are y'all ready for this? This is some good stuff. All right, so let's start by, what is a pipeline?
Right, so CD pipeline, it represents repeatable automated stages that make up the software delivery process.
Okay.
Each stage verifies the quality of the software that you're building, and it makes sure that there are no errors or bugs that get into production whenever you ship your software to the users.
Right, and by ship you mean like from my computer to them.
That's right. So after I implement some changes on my computer, I would like the users on the maybe even the other side of the world to see my changes. So then my code will go through the continuous delivery pipeline to be delivered to the users.
Right. Okay, cool. So I see we need it, but what are some other features of pipelines?
Right. So a continuous delivery pipeline is usually described using a few different characteristics.
Okay.
So one of them would be build automation. So whenever you are building a web application, it needs to be packaged. So for example, think of it as building a bike.
Okay.
A bike is made out of different parts. In the same way, a web application is made out of different components, and they all have to be assembled together for it to function properly.
Right. That makes sense.
So we package all of the different portions of the application together, and we want that process to be automated and repeatable, so that at each stage it can be packaged the same way. So build automation is a big aspect of the continuous delivery pipeline.
Cool.
There's also test automation.
Oh, gotta love that. Tell us about that.
And you already talked about unit tests. So unit tests is one of the most important tests. Right, and unit tests are definitely part of the pipeline, as well as other different levels of testing, because you can also have functional tests, integration tests, and etc.
Right.
So test automation is definitely a big part of your continuous delivery pipeline.
Right.
Then you also have deployment automation. So what you want to minimize is the amount of steps that it takes for your code to get from your computer to the ultimate user.
Right.
And you do that by automating the deployment, the actual movement from each stage, from your computer to the next stage, to the next stage, to the next stage, until it gets to the production server.
Nice. And everything's automated, you don't have to touch it. Just push a button and it goes.
That's right. Actually, in general, I can tell you that the best kinds of projects that I've been on were the ones where your deployment to production is just a one-click button. Can you imagine? And it's really big and red. No, it's not.
So why is it so painful not to have a continuous delivery pipeline?
Well, because what you want is repeatable success.
Okay.
That's what you want. And the only way you can get repeatable success is by having an automated process to do that. And really what continuous delivery pipeline provides is an automated process to do that. And ultimately, in any software project, your goal is to deliver workable software to your clients.
Right.
Well, to your users.
Or whoever it may be.
Right. Such that you can get a fast feedback cycle. You deliver value to them, but you also deliver value to yourself as a software developer.
Because you don't have that pain trying to get it to work.
That's right. And in general, a recipe for success is really a fast feedback cycle. The lower, the shorter your time is, your time spent between you completing a change and users seeing the change in their computer.
Right.
The shorter that time is, the more successful your project is, really, for me.
Right.
And the happier your users are.
Right. And you want those users to be happy.
And I can tell you that actually a fast feedback cycle is something that drew me personally to software. Because I studied physics actually in college.
Very cool.
But in order to study physics, you have to analyze a lot of data whenever you're working on a research project.
Right.
And whenever you analyze data, you write a lot of code to do that. And I felt like the fast feedback cycle that my code was able to provide. So when I would complete my changes and then have my changes go through my small continuous delivery pipeline, to then be delivered, I guess, to my website.
Right.
That fastback cycle was so small that's what told me, hey, I gotta do this, because hey, I can do something on my computer and then I can see it on the website in just a few seconds.
Right. You like to see results. You like to see them quickly.
That's right. And every user is like that.
Right. Even y'all are like that.
Right. And ultimately, we were talking about continuous delivery pipelines, right? But one thing that we forgot to tell you guys is that whenever you hear CD pipeline, you can be thinking of a continuous delivery pipeline or continuous deployment. So beware of what you're talking about. Because what a continuous delivery pipeline is, what I just talked about for the last few minutes, but continuous deployment is really the ultimate, the ultimate state of a continuous delivery pipeline. And what continuous deployment is that all of the manual steps in the process of deploying your software have been eliminated, and then your every single change that you work on as a software developer gets shipped to production right away.
Right away. Yeah. So in the continuous delivery, you might have a cycle where you're waiting a second and then you're going to deploy?
That's right. Because, for example, on our current project that Joye and I are working on, we have a continuous delivery pipeline, but it's not a continuous deployment pipeline because our release cycle is about once in 2 weeks, which means that all of the changes that happen in those 2 weeks get shipped to the users at the end of those 2 weeks.
Right, but with continuous deployment, it's like as soon as I make a change, it's off.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow.
Have you been on a continuous deployment?
You know what? I've been on a project that was very close to being a continuous deployment project. It was an e-commerce project. There's a website called Otto in Germany.
Nice.
That's when I spent a year in Germany with ThoughtWorks.
So much wisdom.
Yeah, so many different projects in my life. But yeah, we actually had a continuous deployment pipeline where it wasn't necessarily every change that made it to production, but we would release to production 10 times a day.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, which is really impressive.
That's impressive.
Can you imagine you can work on something in the morning and then your users see it later that afternoon on their website?
I cannot imagine that.
Yeah,
it's possible. All right. Yeah. So thank you so much. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, just remember that fast feedback cycle. That's the core principle of software, really, of successful commercial software, and continuous delivery enables that.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Anastasia.
Thank you. Yay.
Just as good if you check off my Christmas list. Santa baby, I want a yacht, and really that's not a lot. Been an angel all year